Urias shoots one to right, off the glove of Freeman. In to score is Goldschmidt, and this game is tied. Duvall's throw, no chance, and the Cardinals have won Game 4.
Here comes the rain shower.
Hey Nate, how's life? I don't know. It's alright. I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much last night. I'm sorry. That's fine. I just think I need a little me time. I just think I need a little free time. Little break from the shows and the bus rides. Yeah. Last year I had a breakdown. Thoughts telling me I'm lost, getting too loud. Had to see a therapist and I found out something funny's going on up in my house. Yeah, started thinking maybe I should move out. You know, pack my car, take a new route. Clean up my yard, get the noose out. Hang up my heart, let it air out. I've been searching. What does that mean, Nate? I've been learning. Grabbing my keepsakes, leaving my burdens. Well, about a few, I mean, I'm not perfect. Looking at the view like this concerns me. Picking up the cues
drive, left center field. He's going to watch this one. Two-run ball for Acuna.
Charlie Culberson's there, made the catch. Runner tags, coming home. Throw on line, and
Freddie Freeman makes it a one-run game.
they made him mad.
And Duvall in the air, center field, and she's gone.
This is unbelievable. 4 homers in the air.
That's when my thoughts can be dangerous.
It's a fly ball the other way that sends Yelich back. The rookie's done it again.
Where the beat go?
Oh, ain't that something?
Man, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of it, damn it, upon my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical.
Straight away center.
It's a ribbon, never political, pretty visual. Even if you hit it, I'll make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful, man. I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos. But the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside that we try to suffocate.
He launches that one deep right center field. At the track, at the wall.
Millions of lies, you don't relate to that? Must not be as crazy as I am. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me. This'll only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second.
4-11 sign, not
Every day
getting
when you
that
get up
one.
and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not with the hit, we'll always find a way to cut you up and murder you.
Taking it deep.
I've been developing, take a look at the
That's hit a long way the other way by Acuna. That ball is gone on the line. Lays a shot hammer toward left field. Will it stay high enough? It will. Swinging a hot shot toward the gap. That's going to get down.
It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seatbelts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip.
Hey Braves fans, guess what it is? It is almost spring training. Pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting any day now, and there's a lot of things going on, and I know you've been dying to hear exactly what I have to say about your Atlanta Braves. So guess what? We're going to give you a full team breakdown right now, and here we go. All right, it's 2020 Atlanta Braves predictions by me, Lou Guzzo. And as a Braves fan, it's been a long winter. Disappointment, heartbreak is the normal as a Braves fan since 1995. Yep, it's been 25 years since you guys beat Cleveland in the World Series. And I know you're dying, you're itching, you can't wait to get back to that World Series. It seems like, well, you know how long it's been? It's been 4 presidents, 5 governors of Georgia, 5 mayors of Atlanta, and 10 years before Atlanta even had an aquarium since you guys won a World Series. That's how long it is. Also, think about this. Acuna, Albies, Soroka, Riley, Pache were all not even alive the last time the Braves won the World Series. They've been in the playoffs 15 times, lost 2 World Series. This is 96 and 99 versus the New York Yankees. When's it going to end? I would be a rich man if I could tell you, but I think it's close. I really do, honestly do. But the Freddie Freeman era is coming to that second part of his career, and it has to happen soon. It's been 9 wonderful years since he's been the face of the Atlanta Braves. I would hate to see him end up just like Dale Murphy. I know you all agree with me. The time is now, and we all know that. After Donaldson left, I know a bunch of you guys are really ticked off and pretty much pissed. I see a huge hole in the lineup. Would they do a trade for third? There's a few guys out there like Arenado from Colorado or Chris Bryant from the Cubs, which could be a last second before the spring training trade. Could it? Well, let's get down to it. Let's start off with your coaching staff. Manager Brian Snitker, his 4th year guiding the Braves might be his make or break for him. Well, listening beforehand. All right, before you get into it. Last year, the Braves were 97 and 65. The year before, 90 and 72. He has a total of wins, 318 to 292. But he's 3 and 6 in postseason play. So, per se, the Braves get to the playoffs again. And they win only 1 game in the playoffs. Do you keep him? He has shown that he can't win in the playoffs. You get somebody else? Maybe. I don't know. He's under contract till 2021. So I think they're going to keep him for that until 2021 and then look again. His bench coach, Walt Weiss, FYI, this guy should be manager because he has won in the World Series with a couple of different teams. He knows how to get to the playoffs, the whole 9 yards, and is a great bench coach for the Braves. He has 46 postseason games, and under Tony La Russa and Bobby Cox as his manager, he's been with guys who know how to win. He was named the bench coach in November 10th of 2017, so he's been around the Bravos for a little more while. Recently, he was serving as a coach of the Colorado Rockies from 2013 to 16, named the 6th manager in Rockies history in 2012, replacing Jim Tracy. He went overall under 500, but you're in Colorado. I mean, come on. He stepped down from the manager October 3rd, 2016. I think he's a really good guy, but what do I know, right? Okay, so pitching coach. New pitching coach, Rich Krantz. His first season with the Braves, originally joined the Phillies bullpen as a bullpen coach in October 21st, 2015. Then he had his role changed to assistant pitching coach in 2017. So he went from bullpen coach to assistant pitching coach, and now this is his first real term as pitching coach. Spent 5 years, 2011 to 15 as Milwaukee's pitching coach. Served as pitching coach for Florida, 06-07, Baltimore Orioles, 08 to 10. Named Major League Coach of the Year by Baseball America in 2006. Spent 22 years in the Cubs organization as both the manager, major and minor league coach in major and minor league levels. Named 2003 season Daytona A. Managed 2003 season Daytona A. Had stints in the major league assistant pitch coach. So he has a lot of experience as a pitching coach. He should be good. And with the nice young staff, which you have, with only a few guys there who really need the help, that should be really good. Hitting coach, Kevin Seitz. This guy, remember, I don't know if you remember, but when he was with the Royals, he was supposed to be the next George Brett. Never turned out to be. But sometimes the best hitting coaches are the guys who can't hit. Think about that. His 5th year as Braves coach, really has done really well. Also served as coach in Toronto Blue Jays 2014. He served as a hitting coach with Kansas City Royals for 4 seasons, Arizona Diamondbacks. Under Kevin's guidance, the Braves' run total has improved in each of the last 4 seasons. So he's doing a great job. But if Snitker doesn't get it done this year, could he be out the door? That's not up to me. The Braves don't like doing that, but it is what it is. So let's talk about starting lineups. Now, the starting lineup for your Atlanta Braves. Leading off, Ronald Acuna Jr. You can't say anything bad about this guy, even when he got yelled at for not hustling out that one game. Well, there's one bad thing you could talk about with this guy. This guy struck out 188 times and has a .365 on-base percentage. He needs to cut that down and boost his percentage up to at least 400 to really guide the Bravos at the top of that lineup. But he's a star, man. This guy's great. And 2020 should be really a pinnacle year for him. He's at that perfect point. 2019, you know his line, 280, 41 home runs, 101 RBIs, and was 3 steals away from joining the 40-40 club. He should get there this year. So Braves fans, this guy's great. He is a star for coming up. But he's hitting leadoff, and that might actually help off the National League starters that they faced. Why? Well, let's go into a scenario. Acuna leads off, hits home run. Great. Next 2 guys get on, but then they can't drive in those 2 runs. So how many runs did you actually score in that inning? 1. But if he's down in the order, per se, and you have Inciarte up on the top of the lineup, okay, and there's 2 guys on with 1 out, and who comes up? Ronald Acuna Jr. hits a home run, 3 runs. But the only good thing is that Acuna hitting the top of the order. Now, if you get guys from the bottom of the order on base, he can do the same exact thing. It just might be inning or 2 or 3 or 4 later on. So this really, I mean, it's just up to how you want to have the guy hitting. Let's see here. He's a fan favorite. So you know what? I'm going to be very fan friendly here with what I think he's going to do for the 2020 season. He's going to hit over 300, 40 to 45 home runs, 100 plus RBIs, 40 to 45 stolen bases. This guy's next level. That was a total doable. He was yelled for not hustling out, and I bet he worked really hard off season to make that not happen again. Baseball reference, because he doesn't have as many years played, his average is 288, 35, 86 RBIs, 23 stolen bases. You could easily do above that. Let's play devil's advocate. Ready? Okay. You might not like that. I'm not like this. He keeps on swinging and missing and tops over 200 strikeouts for the year. That's really going to hurt him in the worst way. And his walk total goes down even worse than it is because he wants to hit 50 home runs. And he swings for the seats as much as possible. His fielding is affected by his lower batting average, and he slumps most of the year. 3, that ain't going to happen. Just playing devil's advocate. What could happen? This guy's going to be an all-star again. He's going to be in the top 3 of the MVP voting, man. He is awesome. You're going to love him. That's your leadoff hitter, Ronald Acuna Jr. Now batting second for your Atlanta Braves, Ozzie Albies. This guy is great hitting too. So, really good hitter, good pop, great glove, man. He's another gem in the Braves lineup. You should be very happy with him, guys. He will have a much better season than he did last. Again, another guy who is coming into his own. 295, 24, 86 RBIs, 15 stolen bases. That was his stats for last year's. And he's going to get even better. You know why? Very simple. He's becoming more patient. 2018, he walked a total of 36 times. In 2019, he walked 54 times. So he took a little more pitches, and he got more better pitches to hit. 2018, he had 116 strikeouts. He did go down by 4 in 2019. So I'm expecting him to even bring that down even more. Now, this is the plus here. 2018, he hit 261. In 2019, he hit 295. So by taking more pitches, he got better pitches to hit. Batting average went up. Hopefully, Acuna can learn from that. And there you go. This guy really is a good ball player. CallToThePen.com ranked him as the 3rd overall best second baseman in baseball going into 2020. Better baseball, his average, again, another guy who doesn't have a lot of years. His average year is 23 home runs, 76 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, 286 batting average. I'm expecting another big year. I'm expecting a big year from this guy. 300 batting average, let's say 25 plus home runs, let's say 80 plus RBIs, let's say 25 stolen bases. It's going to be a hell of a 1-2. devil's advocate, okay? Not saying it's going to happen, but what could happen? He gets hurt, maybe in spring training, maybe some other part, only plays half a year. I doubt that's going to happen. I see nothing that's going to be bad with this guy. He is going to probably be the starting second baseman for the National League in 2020. So there's your number 2 guy. Batting third for your Atlanta Braves, the man, the myth, and the legendary hugger, Freddie Freeman. He's one of the most lovable guys in baseball. I truly hope that he gets to play in a World Series. Love to see that. Hopefully it doesn't happen like with Dale Murphy. Hopefully that saga doesn't continue. Even when he was hurt, he was injured last year with that elbow near the end, and his final stats were as strong as he could, and he's very much a feared hitter. Freeman did have surgery in that elbow to remove 2 bone spurs and 3 bone fragments. He says he's now without pain, and the doctor said they didn't even know how he was even playing through that pain. So he's steady Freddie. That's right, 9 years in, and he's boasting a line of 38 dingers, 121 RBIs, 87 walks, and a 295 batting average. This could be the year he hits 40. That would be awesome. Imagine that. Bats over 320. Another great. Will that elbow, because of the surgery, decline, or will it help him out? We'll never know. I remember he did have that surgery, and it did hurt him. That elbow did hurt during the postseason. Remember when 4 for 26 with 6 strikeouts. He's going to be ready to play for spring training. Don't worry about that at all. But in baseball, gives this 30-year-old a line of 29 home runs, 94 RBIs, 293 batting average. It's steady Freddie. So I'm expecting, again, better. Devil's advocate, the elbow's not really healed, and his numbers and powers show a big problem. I doubt it. The only big problem that you do have is this. His backups. Who's his backups? What happens? His backups right now: Austin Riley, Yonder Alonso, and Travis d'Arnaud, who has played a little bit of first base last year with Tampa Bay. Yonder Alonso is not the guy from the Mets who hit 50 home runs. Don't look at the last name. I see no real issue with Freddie Freeman this year. You're going to see a lot of hugs this year, guys. He might even be the all-star first baseman, starting first baseman this year. This might be the year he gets it. And that's it. That's Freddie Freeman, batting third. Batting fourth for your Atlanta Braves is the guy who they signed to a one-year deal since Donaldson left. They signed this 29-year-old left fielder to a one-year, $18 million contract. That's your left fielder, number 20, batting fourth, Marcell Ozuna. This guy's pretty good. Remember, he was a part of that great outfield. There's a third of it with the Marlins when they had Stanton and Chris Yelich. Man, that would have been a heck of an outfield if they stayed together. It's reported he didn't take the multi-year deal because the numbers were lower from the Reds. He wants to really bet on himself playing in Atlanta for 1 year and to see what he could do. And he's 1 year. He's 1 year guy, so don't think he's coming back. There's going to be no hometown discount or anything like that. The guy's from Dominican Republic. He's going to want to go to a team where there's more of that fan base around New York, maybe Boston, Northeast, where he's going to be around a lot of people that are from his home country. I don't think that this guy is going to be the same thing as having Donaldson in that batting order. He's not going to make it rain as much. His loss angle was a big what's going on here the last 2 years. He was popping up many times. Excuse me, my nose is killing me. A little bit of runny nose. His numbers dipped, and he was hitting 241. In 2017, this is what the Braves are hoping for. He did bat 312, 37 home runs, and 124 RBIs. That was before he did get hurt. A couple of years ago, he has been a problem with the bug, fingers, wrist, this, that, shoulder. All these things have tied him down. Excuse me again. Don't be fooled. Atlanta, again, 1 year. You have 2 young guys who are ready to come on up next year and take over his spot in left field. But What are you going to get from him? He has an average left field arm, and an average left field play, and a below average arm because of that injury. Excuse me again. But better than what you've had before you signed him. Hitting, you might get a lot because he's going to be hungry for a multi-year deal. You might get 300, 30, 100 RBIs. You will sneak in maybe 10 stolen bases. Better Baseball says that his average year is 270, 26 home runs, 84 RBIs. You'll take that. Won't you take that in left field? Much better. Devil's Advocate is that he stays exactly where he was with St. Louis, which is around 260, 29 home runs, 90 RBIs, which is great. Man, that equals Donaldson. You should take that all day, right? I enjoy him for the year. He's going to be gone because Waters and Pache will be coming up in 2021. That is your number 4 hitter for the Atlanta Braves in 2020. Batting 5th, the catcher, number 16, Travis d'Arnaud. I'm a huge fan of this guy. Excuse me. When he played with the Mets. Really, he was the key. He was the main guy in the trade for R.A. Dickey to the Blue Jays, which the Mets actually got Thor in that trade. Thor was a secondary. He was also in the 2009 trade that sent Roy Halladay to Toronto. So he's been traded for 2 pretty good pitchers. So think about that. His legacy so far is not to stay in the lineup. He did start 62 games last year behind the plate and 16 at first with last year for Tampa Bay. That might help Freddie on the day off. Like I said before, he's going to be, just in case, first baseman. But then again, the one thing that is staying in the lineup, and no, I am not wrong, he has suffered through his career with unfortunate setback and his highly visible defensive flaws. He's an exception. His problem is the pass ball. He's got a lot of pass balls, and Mets pitchers didn't like pitching to him because of that. His issues throwing out runners also is pronounced since his 2018 Tommy John surgery. It barely raises an eyebrow right now, that surgery, but he's not the best defensive catcher. It's not like you had a great defensive catcher last year, McCann and Flowers. So you're just hoping that he can give you something in the bat, especially hitting 5th in this lineup. So what are you going to get? Okay, so he won't be an everyday starter. You're going to have Flowers in there every few days, but you can hope for this. This is what you can hope for. If he's having a good year, he plays 120 games, hits 15 home runs, maybe 70 RBIs, hits 250. That's realistic. His numbers in Better Baseball. It says that he's a 240 hitter, 248 hitter, 17 home runs, 62 RBIs. So if he stays within that average, you did pretty well. I think that's not bad. Devil's Advocate, he flops, hits 230, has problems with his defense, and it can't keep him in the lineup. I hope not. I'm really a huge fan of this guy. When I go to Braves games this year, I'm actually really going to root for this guy to do well. But he's a holding pin. You got that guy Shea, whatever his last name is, very long with an L, until he's ready to play with the big boys. Travis d'Arnaud might be here a year or 2. But just like you have been doing in the past, you haven't had a steady catcher in a very long time. So he's just another place card. So he should do good for you guys. That's Travis d'Arnaud, number 16, your catcher. So batting 6 for your Atlanta Braves is your shortstop, the next golden child. Remember? We'll get into that later. Dansby Swanson. Women love him because of his flowing hair. He looks just like Charlie Culberson. Which one is he? I don't know. But before he got hurt, this guy was having a pretty good damn year, doing very well. But this might be his make it or break it season. Oh, why do I say that? We're going to get into that in just a second. The Braves really think this guy should be an all-star shortstop. He should have higher numbers than he has. Fan favorite. They overreacted to the 129 at-bats that he had in 2016, where he really did really well for second half, that last part of the year. He was going against worse pitchers, but, when he really has played, since then he's a mid-230s hitter. Mid-level pop. He doesn't get on base enough. going into his 4th year as a starter. He should really make a jump. Let's see here. His line average has been 248, 15 home runs, 61 RBIs. You okay with that? Is that enough to help the Braves win? If he does this, it will help the Braves win. He hits 275, 18 home runs, 75 RBIs, and 15 steals. He does that, great number 6 hitter for the Braves, right? Is that too much to ask for? Maybe. Devil's advocate, he doesn't change anything. His lines are exactly as it's been the last couple of years, 230-something, 12, 15 home runs. If that happens, don't be surprised if the Braves shop for a new shortstop and he goes in a trade to somebody else. Hate to say it that way, guys, but, you got to win. And if this guy's not helping you win, even though you might like him, they might trade him. So that's your number 6 guy in the hole. Wait, let's go over one more thing. They do have that guy Shoemaker in AAA, who's ranked number 9 in the system. Is he the next guy? Only Dansby can prove us wrong or not. If Dansby hits, you will never see this guy Shoemaker up in the major leagues. And that's number 6, Dansby Swanson. Hitting 7th at third base. We don't know. This is where it comes down to. This is where there could be a hole in the lineup. A lot of my friends who are fans hate both guys that they have here. Who will it be? That's the big question in Atlanta right now. There's 2 guys for the battle, and the organization totally favors Austin Riley. So much the GM has reported to say that they know that when Austin goes from one level to the next, the first part he struggles a little bit, then he comes back, and then he hits. That's what he did in the minors. But is what he can do in the minors really going to produce now? They've noticed that it was the slider, that he had a problem hitting the slider. So we really can't project on what he might do. You hope that he does what he did the first part of the season, and that everything is great. So let's say this. Let's say he has a great spring, and he hits a solid 250, 15 home runs, 60 RBIs. Is that good enough for you guys? Are you happy with that? I don't know. But then you have Yohan Camargo, who can he do what he did in 2018, where he hit 19 home runs and 76 RBIs at 272. That's much better. I mean, so if you look at this, maybe you use both guys. You play one guy 2-3 games and give him two games off or something like that. And you really play on who is hot. That actually might be good, because if you put their numbers together, per se Riley hits 15, per se Camargo hits 15. That's 30 home runs. Say they both drive in 60 RBIs. It's 120 RBIs that you're getting from third base. That's actually not bad. That's good. And you bat the hot hand. But he did have that knee injury, Camargo. So is it good? Is it okay? So let's play devil's advocate. The Braves will trade one of these guys and a top prospect to in the minors to Chicago for Chris Bryant, and that will change everything right there. Boom. I don't know. So that's devil advocate there. Here's let's play devil advocates on this one when it comes down to Riley. He becomes a star. He doesn't. That's what it comes down to. Same thing with Camargo. He becomes a star. He doesn't. He's just another guy. And there you go. That is your what are we batting 7th? Third base, we don't know yet. So let's see what happens, guys. Batting 8th for your Atlanta Braves, Inciarte. Yes, Ender Inciarte. His lines is an average of 270, 8 home runs, 37 RBIs, 12 stolen bases. He's a good glove, man. We all know he's a good glove, but is he what you want to have every day in center field? I mean, is Acuna supposed to be over there? Is this guy just a place card? I mean, is he going to play enough? Will Markakis or Adam Duvall take his spot and Inciarte go from right field to center and they play over in right field? I don't know. He could. He has done it before. Hit 330 stolen bases, driving 60 runs. Great number 8 hitter if that's the way you're looking at it. He's the second. He's your second leadoff hitter in the bottom of the order. And what I said about Acuna, well, that's the guy who's going to give Acuna those extra shots to drive in more runs. There's nothing wrong with this guy. I don't think that he is your linchpin. He's your guy who should be playing center field. You really have to looking at somebody else. But if he's there every day, he will play hard. He will make those great catches. He's very good defensively. He will save a game or two with his glove. So that's a positive, guys. I really don't want to play devil's advocate with this guy because devil's advocate is he does 278 home runs, 37 RBIs, which has been his regular line. So that's your number 8 hitter, Ender Inciarte with the Atlanta Braves. All right, let's go over that Braves bench that you have here. Your outfielders will be Adam Duvall and Nick Markakis. They're the veterans out there, great off the bench. They will give those outfielders a rest every few days. That'll be good. You also look at Ortega, who's going to be out there, who came in the second half of the year, played pretty good baseball. Fan favorite also, they will bring him up to the majors, even though he signed a minor league contract. Charlie, not Dansby, Culberson. He can play almost anywhere in the outfield, infield. We all know that. He'll be Charlie will also be sharing time as a utility hitter with light hitting. I'm not even going to try that guy's last name. He used to be a Met, and I couldn't even say it back then. Then you have your backup catchers, Flowers and Alex Jackson. Flowers is in a buyout option year. Think of that. And could be his last as a Brave, and also could be trade bait. So he could be one of those guys in which you package together with maybe a Camargo or, somebody else, maybe a pitcher to send over to the Cubs. The Cubs are looking for a catcher, right? And so your Braves bench will be okay. It won't be as spectacular as what you're used to, but it'll be good enough, okay? So that's your fielders and hitters for your Atlanta Braves. Let's talk about starting pitchers. Starting pitchers for your Atlanta Braves. It's been a long time since you had the years of Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz. You have seen Hudson and Lowe and Minor and Medlin and Tehran. They've all given you a good season, but it was never enough to bring it home. All those times you made the playoffs and everything like that, even though you did win in 95. So what is your starting 4 or 5 going to look like in 2020? Well, MLB does not rank any single Brave starter as a top 10. There's a lot of good here, guys. There's a lot of good. So let's start off with your top guy, Mike Soroka, best starter on the team, and should be handed the ball to start opening day. He did win 13 games, 2.68 ERA, 174 innings, 142 strikeouts. Most importantly, 41 walks in that time frame. He should win 15. This guy should be in the All-Star game again. Yes, I said that again. Devil's advocate. He's a flash in the pan, like Touki Toussaint or Newcomb. I don't see this man. He's too good. He's too good. So let's go to number 2 starter, lefty Max Fried. I like this, the righty-lefty combination. Good start. This guy is really good. His ERA was a little higher than I like, a 4.02 ERA last year. He did make himself work hard for those wins. He had 174 hits in 165 innings pitched. Did give up 21 long balls. He should be better second year. Let's really be really cool with this guy. 15 wins for this kid. It's not a far reach. He won 17 games last year. Now, this will be your judge right here. If those innings are higher than hits per innings and those walks go down, that ERA is going to drop, and he has more chance of winning 17, 18, maybe 19 games as a lefty. That'll be great. 1-2 starter, right? Okay, number 3, Mike Foltynewicz. Another great guy. And he should have a breakout year. I'm waiting for this guy. We're all waiting for this guy to break out, right? Folty. Time to break out. Time to be that one guy. He has the stuff. But is he mentally ready to be that warrior? Remember, he can get broken up a little things. And his comeback from his injury, he did spark the Braves with 8 wins in 21 games. His ERA was 4.5, a little high, in 117 innings. At 28, this should be his magic year. I'm going to be a fan favorite here. If this guy is good, he's winning 15 games. Let's say an ERA under 3, 190 innings pitches is not a hard thing for him to do. Plus 200 strikeouts. Is that too much to ask for? I don't think so. I'm expecting more like the line he had in 2018. Look that up. He had a good line in 2018, won 13 games. Number 4. Cole Hamels. Your coach said that he's not going to be ready for spring training. Might not even be ready to start the season. He's got shoulder tendonitis. Why didn't the Braves know this before they signed him? What? He's 36 years old. This guy had a problem the second half of the year, people. He is not the guy he used to be. He had a line of 7-7, a 3.81 ERA and 141 innings pitched. Yeah, I know he struck at 143. He did win 15 games in 2016, and he did in Texas. He won 17 in Texas, and he won 17 in 2012 with the Phillies. But the Braves are just looking to get lightning in the bottle. Boom! They're looking for this guy to show up and to help out those 3 young pitchers ahead of him, to show them how to play and how to become a better pitcher. Hopefully, he has some spark in the tank, and that'll be perfect if he can pitch. Guy's a good guy. I really liked him. He did, again, subpar second half. Devil's advocate he's not even good as Dallas Keuchel for you. And is that what you want? I mean, don't listen to the Braves announcers when they're talking about how great this guy is. He's only had a couple of good years, and the Braves are hoping that he could be a good number 4. That he has something left in the tank. Speaking of something left in the tank, that is the battle cry for your number 5 starter. Is it 2K? No, we're not talking about 2K Toussaint. We're talking about, yes, there's a few young guys in the farm system that are a year or 2 away. Everyone's talking about this number 5 starting job in Major League on MajorLeagueBaseball.com, CBS.com, Sports.com. Talking about the 5th starter for the Braves. Can it be King Felix? Which that's the last time you should say King in front of his name. Will he be able to take that 1 year of moving over to the National League as a spark, to where people have never seen him and he has that shot in the arm? Or is it Sean Newcomb finally going to grab hold of a starting spot and going to and really pitch as a starter for the Atlanta Braves? Man, as you all know, where's Touki Toussaint? What happened to him? He fell out of grace with the Braves management. Might be trade bait. Might become a long arm in the bullpen. That's what he's going to be doing. But let's go back to Hernandez and Newcomb. One of them is going to win the number 5 starter, and one will be a long man. One of those 2 guys are going to be in the bullpen. I really do believe that if Felix Hernandez then does not win the starting spot, he's not on the Braves team. $1 million. They paid him $1 million. I say he's not on there. I say 2K can take it over. What does it take? Everyone knows that both of them have had problems pitching. Newcomb, he was great in the bullpen last year, 6-3, 3.16 ERA in 68 games. Maybe he's just a good bullpen guy. Maybe. Now, Felix Hernandez has proved he has a point to prove, people. From 2009 to 2016, he was a force in Seattle. We all know him. But can he find the right groove? Since 2015, he's gone 26-35 with an ERA that keeps on going up. In 16, he had an ERA of 3.62, and all the way up to last year, where it was 6.4. But Louis only started 15 games last year. Yeah, but he was 1-8. I love this guy. I'd like to see him really make good. I'd love to see him get that king crown again, but it's going to happen. It's going to be a fun spring training. And who wins that number 5 starter? I bet it's going to be Kyle Wright. And from the minor leagues, I think he's going to come up and he's going to show everybody he deserves to be in the starting rotation. And that's going to be, we don't know. Who's going to make it? Who's going to fight out for the number 5 starter? That's going to be that. Now, let's talk about bullpen. The bullpen is your strength here, ladies and gentlemen. Major League Baseball.com wrote this about the Braves bullpen. The Braves will designate Mark Melancon to close, but Will Smith will draw plenty of saves opportunities for the club and has significantly upgraded the bullpen since they got the Braves have gotten all those guys at the trade deadline, like Melancon, Green, Martin. They made immediate impact once coming over to Atlanta. Smith will be an instant difference maker for your bullpen. He can be a closer, hardcore closer. Him and Melancon could go back and forth. I do like that, man. I like that. Let's see here. Decisions about when to use Smith and Melancon will be influenced by when the opportunity opposing team's top left-handed hitter is most likely at bat. But Smith's dominance extended periods beyond lefty-on-lefty matchups. He encouraged during the last year's All-Star game with the Giants when he was there. Green, who's also coming off an All-Star campaign, provides the Braves another quality setup role. You're good there. The 3-batter minimum rule will enhance the value of the depth in which the Braves have, which the Braves strengthened when they re-signed Daniel O'Day and Martin. Luke Jackson, who was a force as a closer last year, will be more fitting using as a middle relief roles. Smith currently serves as the only left-handed option. That's why Newcomb might be important to if Newcomb doesn't make your 5th starter, to go into the bullpen, gives you another lefty. And that's going to be the great thing. We're going to see a lot more of that in spring training. Now, we all remember the last-ditch effort that the Braves did last year, and they did such a wonderful job getting that bullpen. We still can't believe that they did that, and now signing Will Smith. The only issue I could see is that recently in history with pitching, what you did last year doesn't always go into this year. With that rule, new batters must face 3 batters no matter what. That could be a good or bad thing. So if you get a guy out there who doesn't have it right away, he's got to face 3 guys. So that's all you have to say. But the Braves do have guys who can just give them the ball and stop it, which is great, man. That's great. So there's both for and against the Braves on this. We have also seen many stars in the games who have once had great years, not so much the year after. Let's go to Diaz with the Mets, 51 saves the year before, came into the National League, had a hard time 1 year. Let's go pitcher by pitcher. Mark Melancon, he came over to the Braves, took over the closer spot from Luke Jackson, saved 11 games, only walked 2 in 21 innings. That's the positive thing. So what do you need from him? You need a subpar 2 ERA, just like he did in 2013, 14, and 16, with 40-plus saves. Do you really need that? No. You need more of a 2.8 ERA with 23 saves. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Devil's advocate is he's just human and keeps on going the way he's been going the last few years. I don't see that because you have another opportunity for somebody else also to close, so he doesn't have to have all the pressure on him. Look at 2017 and on. Each year he's posted a 3+ ERA, while his save totals have gone down to 37 in the past total of 3 years. Let's see if he can get his form back from being a Pirate. Will Smith, first year as a Brave, another great free agent signing. This hot stove season, Will Smith should be the closer or the lefty-righty combination the Braves might use. The lefty is damn good, 2.7 ERA, 34 saves, 65 innings pitched with 96 strikeouts. Can you say shut down? You guys haven't had a lefty closer like this since Kimbrel. You should really, really enjoy him. He took over the closer role in 18, where he posted 14 saves in San Francisco, and has gotten better every single year. What should the Braves fans look for? How about this? You have a great lefty-righty combination, Melancon and Smith, 20-plus saves each. They both saved 20-something games. You got close to 50 saves from those two guys. That's awesome. That's great in the postseason, because then you ride the hot hand or whatever. You match him up really good. Let's say he is the everyday closer, and for the Braves, he has a 2.5 ERA, 30-something saves. That's great. That's perfect. Anything more is a plus. Devil's advocate is that he's only been a closer for the last 2 years. He does have some miles on his arms. He was a starter with the Royals, so he can stretch it out a little bit. The only thing that you could see that might happen is that he goes backwards a little bit. Really don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think so, because he doesn't have to be the closer every single day. Remember that. He does not have to have the pressure of being the closer every single day. So Shawn Green. Shawn was almost run out of time when he first got here. Remember that? When he came over from Detroit, when he posted the almost unbelievable line of that, what was it, 1.88 ERA with 22 saves before the trade. Good control, totally under the radar. When he was pitching with the Tigers, the Braves picked him up, and he's a good guy, really good guy. He's going to be a great setup mid-reliever for you, and that's a really great 1-2-3 there with Melancon, Smith, and Green. The strength is his bullpen, and even Luke Jackson. So let's go devil's advocate with this guy. He goes back to his 2015 season, where he's only good for about 60 to 70 innings pitches. Anything over that, his ERA skyrockets, which showed in 2015, where he pitched 83 innings pitched with a 6.88 ERA. So if you keep him around 60 innings pitches, perfect. Rotoworld.com, Shawn Green asks for $6.75 million from the Braves for this year. The Braves offered him $6.25 million. He's going to only make $6.25 million from the Braves. So you're not going to give a reliever who's making $6 million. You're not going to think he's not going to do well for you. Chris Martin. Yeah, Chris Martin, 5-year vet, the number 4 guy in the bullpen. Chris Martin is a wonderful bullpen guy for your Atlanta Braves. Yes, like every other arm that they traded for, he did have problems, but he should be solid. Another guy from the AL who might, and the word is might, have problems playing a full year in the National League. If he gives you 40 to 50 games pitched, that's perfect. I'll give your Braves a fighting chance. He can be a big strikeout guy when needed. He is not a closer. Great setup guy, maybe. Solid bullpen arm. You should enjoy him very much. Darren O'Day. Ooh, Darren O'Day was limited to 26 appearances over the last 2 seasons due to hamstring and forearm injuries. He is 37 years old. And as reported by RotoWorld website, strong veteran who should give you quality innings this year, Braves fans. Let's hope the hamstring is good to go. Yeah, he might be that guy who really helps out when you get to the playoffs. Just keep him healthy. Finally, Luke Jackson. This poor guy. I mean, he's thrown into the closer spot. You all know. He did post 18 saves and was a saving grace for most of the year. Never known for a good ERA, but he did show signs of a power arm with 106 strikeouts and 76 innings pitched. He does not walk people and did win 9 games last year. So thank him for 27 of those 97 wins you did get last year, Braves fans. I want this guy to become a quality reliever, but he can also be trade bait. Trade bait. There's a couple of guys that the Braves have going into spring training that if they're showing good things, they can trade for a Chris Bryant, a Nolan Arenado, a good third baseman. So recap. You have a good hitting team. The pitching's pretty good. You should do well. Everyone knows what the Nationals did last year. Everyone knows what the Phillies have done last year. The Mets aren't that bad either. The only team that you have that you could beat up are the Marlins, and everyone saw what the Marlins did to everybody last year. So This is what's going to happen, Braves fans. This is what's going to happen. Look at me in the eyes. This is what's going to happen. Your Braves will win 92 or more games. They will win the National League East. If they don't, then you have a problem. You know what? I'm going to say this. I'd rather them not win the National League East. I'd rather them win the wild card and fight for it. If they win the National League East, hopefully it's only by a game or two, in which they're always constantly playing and having to win. That might help them more than winning it easy and having a rest. So you got a couple of great young guys in there. Enjoy the season. I will see you down there at Truist Park. So if you ever want to go to a game, just give me a call. I have no problem going to a game. I will not do the chop, and I will not wear a Braves hat, but I will go to a game with you guys. So again, this is Lou Guzzo with your 2020 highlight reel of what might happen for your Atlanta Braves. Enjoy the season, guys. Thank God baseball's here.
I'm talking baseball, like Reggie Quisenberry talking baseball. Carew and Gaylord Perry, Seaver, Garvey, Schmidt, and Vida Blue. If Cooperstown is calling, it's no fluke. They'll be with Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Mickey and the Duke. Say hey, say hey, say hey. It was Willie, Mickey and the Duke. Say hey, say hey, say hey. I'm talking Willie.